Hello, friends. Welcome to a new segment on the Pullback Edge, the ASX market analysis. This is for the week ending 2nd January 2026. Let's start. Now, just briefly, the process that we are going to use in the market analysis. So what we are going to do is we are going to compare equities. In this case, we are only taking the ASX 200, the XJO benchmark, and we would be comparing equities against the following asset classes. First, we would be comparing it against gold, which we are taking as the for the commodities. So for gold, we'll be comparing it with the XGD, which is the gold index. And we'll also be comparing the equities against the bond or the government securities, and we would also be comparing it against Forex. Now, the reason for comparing of the performances against each is that if equities starts to outperform against all the asset classes, then we know that equities is gaining strength, and that would be the point where we can drill down further, which would be to looking at which are the sectors which have started to outperform and which are the sectors that we should be keeping on our watch list, and then drilling down further which are the stocks in those particular sectors which are showing strength, and then we keep those stock on our watch list as well. So that's a whole plan. That's a whole process. So let's get into the charts. So here we are looking at the four windows. The first is the equities, which is just plain XJO, the ASX 200 index. In the second, we are comparing the XJO against XGD, which is a gold. So we are seeing the performance of the relative performance of the gold against equities. And then in this third chart, we are seeing the relative performance of government bond or securities against equities. And the last, we are seeing the Forex performance against the equities. Now, plainly, just looking at a one-shot glance, looking at it, we can see that equities looks to be in an uptrend. Equities has been underperforming the gold for quite a while now, but looking on the RSI chart, we can see that it's starting to show some weakness here. It would be really key to see when that weakness really starts to break the immediate support areas, which would be a very good sign for equities. And the third, we can see that the bond market or the bond market has been underperforming the equities as well. If we see between sometime October till uh, end of November, uh, the bond market or the securities, government securities were really outperforming the index, and that was a time when equities also was shooting down. Here we can see on the ASX chart as well, and that was a time when this was a time for getting out of equities and getting into the safe assets, which are the government securities. But right now, we can clearly see that the equities is outperforming the government securities, which is a good sign for equities. And the same exactly is for the Forex market as well. Equities is outperforming the Forex market, which is a good sign for equities as well. So equities, we can see, is in a good state against Forex. It's in the good state against the government securities, and it has started to show some weakness against gold. As soon as this really turns into a definite weakness, we know that it's time for equities to really shine on. So let's see this particular for against the analysis for the gold, let's little bit dive deeper into this here. Now, okay, that's a very nice chart. What we see here is this was a big period of outperformance, which was, if I look at 2025 and till here, which was around April, the gold had really been outperforming, and this was the all the period of uncertainty with the Trump and the tariffs and this and that. So this was a period of huge outperformance of the gold. Now, once the surprise of the tariff had gone down, we could see that there was a weakness in gold, and for a momentary small period, we could see that gold had started to underperform equities. It found a support here, and this is the region which we can see that gold had been finding support here. It tried to break out, failed, again went below the support area, but this was a fake, completely fake breakout. And after that, like this is since August. It has been consistently, it has been just outperforming equities right now. Now what we see, interestingly, right now is that the this high, which was broken first in September, found support sometime in November, had made a high here, and this high was a time when uh, gold was really in an overbought zone. And since here, what we can see is this high, if I meet these two highs, right, this is an uptrend, but this high and this recent high, this is a downtrend. This is a clear divergence in here, uh, but we need to take the divergence with a pinch of salt. We have to really see a clear weakness before we can establish that gold really has started to underperform equities. Right now, looking at the chart, it's showing weakness, but it definitely is above all the parameters above. So we just have to wait for this to go below. Now, uh, if we go back and just look at now individually at the XJO, this is the plain XJO. We look at a longer time frame, longer horizon. That's a very good chart as well, starting from April, around April. That's when it had to uh, started to show positive momentum since then. And now it had hit a high here. It had tried to breach this. This has failed. Now this was a high here. This was a high here. If I just draw a line straight here, that's this was a resistance here. It had been broken. This resistance would have turned into a support. This support has been tried once and tested okay. And now what really would be interesting is to see that when this comes back down here, does it find support? Uh, Sorry, this was the line we are just waiting for this to because this is now starting to pull back in, whether this finds support in this region or not. But if this finds support in this region, which would be like a resistance line here, once this finds support here, breaks this would be the time period for equities. Then what we have to do is we'll just keep on monitoring this on a weekly basis. So we'll come back next week, and we'll see how the markets have performed. But looking at right now, at this week itself, equities has starting to outperform, even if it has started to outperform the gold index as well. If this really starts to show up, that will be the time for equities to really gear up. So we'll see. Come again next week. Hope you like this analysis. If you have any comments, please do share. If you like it, then please do subscribe and follow the channel. Thanks.